Now we need to use a few namespaces in our text, in our code now. So a namespace tells our script that it can reference things from these namespaces. So you'll see that using Unity Engine, awake, start, update, they're all Unity methods, is what you say, but they're actually in the Unity Engine namespace is how. So we're going to add two more. So we're going to go using TM Pro, and then we're going to go using Unity Engine .ui to add in the UI ones. And then we're going to set up a new header. So we're going to go header. We're going to call this UI. Did that really awkwardly. And then we're going to have some few things. So we're going to have we're going to make these all serialized fields so we can access them in editor. We're going to have a text mesh pro UGUI. This is what you call a text mesh pro, and we're going to call this one lives text. We shouldn't capitalize the L. It should be, that was not a capital L. It just displays like that. Okay. I'm gonna do another serialized field, and we're gonna use another text. I'm gonna call it gold text. Thank you, text editor, for figuring that out for me. And then we're gonna have a serialized field, and we're going to call this one, we're going to have a slider for this, and we're going to call this one health bar. Okay, so now the code for these are very simple. So we're going to add a okay. So I also noticed in the code that I put an exclamation mark here before. It shouldn't be an exclamation mark. We should be making sure instance is equal to null. And if it's null, we're going to set it to this. And if it's not null, we're going to destroy this. I don't know why I wrote if not instance before. I think I just accidentally hit it, but okay. So let's write the code for these. So we're going to go live text, and then we're going to access the text part of it, which is dot text, and then we're going to set it to equal to, and then we're going to put a string here. I'm going to call it lives, or we're going to write lives space colon space, and then we're going to put a plus, and we're going to display lives. Then we're going to do gold text dot text is equal to, going to set up our string again. I'm going to go gold space colon space plus gold. So if we put spaces in between our brackets like this, in between our speech bubbles, they will display like that. Whereas if I do this, that makes no difference. This next symbol is going to appear there, immediately there. So it doesn't matter where you put this. So if you did want to put a space in, you could say you wanted to display gold, you go plus, and then you could go space, and then you could go plus lives, and that would display your gold followed by a singular space followed by your lives. But obviously you can't just write that there, it needs to equal something. Okay, and then we're going to go health bar dot value is equal to health. So that will set the value of our slider to equal our health. So let's go back into Unity and see how these worked. Okay. Also here, I made another mistake. We checked if our health was greater or equal to 0. We want to check if it's less than or equal to 0, because if we're higher than 0, then we're still alive. So that's another typo I've made. Okay, now let's go back in and have a look. Okay, now we're back in Unity. We need to set up our game manager. So we'll go create empty. I'm going to call this game manager. We're going to add our game manager script to it, and then we're going to drag in our lives. We're going to drag in our goal, and we're going to drag in our slider. And now when we click play, it displays our lives and our gold like we wanted it to. Let's make a method to check that the health's working properly quickly. So let's go back into our game manager, and we're going to in update if input get key code health minus 10 health minus equals 10. Another bracket. So let's not write it like that so it's readable. So and let's not use the escape key, let's use like the F key for now. We'll comment this out later, but just for checking that our health bar is working. So now if I press the button F, it's going to take 10 away from health. So let's click save, come back over to Unity, press play again, and now if I press F, it does nothing. Okay, what happened there? Let's put in a debug.log to check. Let's just log called. So this will check if we've entered this. So now we should be able to see on our console when we play, each time we press F. So it is being called. Don't know what happened the first time, but it is now working, and you can see that our health gets chunked each time. Oh, and now because our health is less, our lives are disappearing very quickly because we haven't set a way to handle that. Okay, so on dead, we should minus equal our lives and then set players set health equal to 100 again, so that we don't keep taking infinite lives lost when we die. So let's go back in. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so now, oh, wrong button. So when we press F, we take damage. Oh, and then our life resets when we get to 0. Now it's calling our respawn method each time, but our respawn does nothing, so we're not respawning anywhere. But we'll leave this method in for now because we'll use it to check that our checkpoints are working correctly when we do that in the next episode. But for now, we're going to leave that here for this episode. Thank you. Bye. See you in the next video.